Yes, it's true. For only $2.95 a minute, I will leave you breathless.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today's reaction is going to be on Janna, the Storm's Fury. If this is your first time here for one of my reactions, we're going to go ahead and read the biography and story first, take a look at her gameplay, look at her skins, any cinematics she's in, and then finally end off with the voice lines and special interactions at the very end. To be honest, I don't know anything really about Janna other than she can control the weather in some aspect. That's honestly all I know. Basically, I think of her as like maybe X-Men Storm, like that's kind of the comparison I look to, but I don't know if she can do other stuff. Can she make snow and things like that? Like, we'll have to find out when we go through her biography and stuff. All right, our quote here is, "Do not fear the winds of change. They will always be at your back." Janna, okay, we got a winds of change quote. The related champions is Echo, Jinx, Vi, Urgot. So that leads me to believe Zaun. Like, is she a Zaun related champion? She doesn't strike me as somebody that's Zaun related just based on like the artwork here and a little bit I've seen of her. But yeah, it says region is Zaun and role is support. I don't know, like she totally does not look like somebody from Zaun personally. An ancient and mysterious wind spirit, Janna has come to protect the dispossessed of Zaun. While her presence is most often felt as a soothing breeze or a ferocious tempest, she can also manifest in corporeal form as an ethereal figure comforting the downtrodden. Over the eons, Janna has witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations. Through it all, she remains steadfast as a beacon of hope to those in need. Whoa! Okay, I'm going into this completely blind. I had no idea Janna was like a Zaun champion, and she's kind of like a mysterious wind spirit that's down there. That makes me wonder, I mean, it probably would have been said by somewhere online or something, but that makes me want to know if like maybe Janna was somehow seen throughout Arcane a little bit, but probably not. But this does, you know, any of these regions where the champion is from Zaun or Piltover, now I'm like curious if they're ever going to show up in Arcane. So maybe something will happen because of like the war between Piltover and Zaun, that maybe we'll get Janna. I don't know. All right, let's read the biography. Since ancient times, there have been those who prayed to the winds. From sailors seeking good weather to the downtrodden calling on winds of change, mortals have placed their hope in the tempests and gales that sweep across Runeterra. Okay, so is she more like a wind? So she is straight up like more like wind and not specifically like a Storm from X-Men or anything. Surprisingly, the wind sometimes would seem to answer. Seafarers might spot a bright blue bird just before a healthy tailwind billowed their sails. Others could swear they'd heard a whistling in the air right before a storm, as if to warn them of its approach. As word of these omens spread, sightings of the bird grew more common. Some even swore they have seen the bird transform into a woman. With tapered ears and flowing hair, this mysterious maiden was said to float above the water and direct the wind with a flick of her staff. Okay, now is this just like a tale that she can transform into a bird, or do we actually get to see that as like a gameplay ability? That'll be cool. The faithful called this wind spirit Janharem. Janna? I don't know. An ancient Shuriman word meaning guardian, for she always seemed to appear in moments of great need. As time went on, she came to be known more simply as Janna. Her name spread across the Shuriman continent's coast, and the seafaring people of Oshra Vazan were her most fervent believers. They depended on calm seas for the trade ships that traveled through their city's ports. Statues and shrines were raised in gratitude for Janna's benevolence. After the Shuriman Empire enveloped the city, these displays of devotion continued for a time. Now, how long ago is this? Is this like what Zaun was called before, or is this just a place in Shurima that happens to have the word Zaun at the end? When the Emperor issued decrees suppressing false idols, Janna's statues were torn down. Yet, despite the growing worship of the ascended god warriors, many still offered quiet prayers to Janna for what could god warriors do to protect ships from storms. These mortals often wore amulets with the image of a blue bird, smaller, more personal tokens in Janna's honor. Through all this, Janna continued to aid the vulnerable who called upon her. In a region rife with upheaval, she remained constant. Those with an eye toward history might appreciate the irony of winds of change being the only thing that did not. After the Great Empire fell, once verdant lands became a desert as the remaining ascended brought war and chaos. Yet Janna shielded the city, now known as Zaun, from the turmoil. Okay, so I was correct. So yeah, this is now Zaun, and she is protecting the city. So I wonder if that's going to be a case in season 2 because of like Piltover. I don't know. Like, what's her case with Piltover? Over the centuries, Janna watched as Zaun's ambitions grew. While the city was still a robust trade port, its denizens aspired for more. They dreamed of cutting a canal through the isthmus on which they lived, opening a path that would unite the seas surrounding Valoran and Shurima. The city poured great effort, wealth, and time into the construction. Prayers to Janna waned as mortal dreams focused on mortal machinations. However, the canal's excavation made great portions of Zon unstable. On one cataclysmic day, entire districts on the River Pilt collapsed below the western sea level, and thousands suddenly found themselves fighting for their lives against the clashing currents. As these unfortunate souls faced their doom, they prayed for salvation. They called out the name of their ancient protector, Janna. Though these mortals had seemingly forgotten her until now, Janna did not hesitate to help them. An immense gale swept over the city as she took corporeal form. Impossible walls of air held flooding waters at bay as people fled the drowned ruins of their homes. Ferocious gusts of wind cut through the suffocating smoke from fires caused by the destruction. Yet while she saved many, thousands still perished that day. But all who survived witnessed Janna's benevolence. Never again would the city's people forget their savior. To this day, through the rise of Piltover and the ongoing struggles of modern Zon, Janna's faithful wear bluebird medallions and show reverence to the winds. And through it all, Janna stands steadfast by the humble and the meek. Zonites all know that whether they fight for breath amid the toxic clouds of the Zon Grey, stand against the brutality of violent Chem Barons, or fend off other threats, Janna will not abandon them. See, now I question if anywhere throughout Arcane, again, I think it would have been said online or somewhere in discussion, was anybody wearing a bluebird medallion anywhere in the show? Because A, I think that would have been like just a cool Easter egg for Riot to have done. And B, that would have been obviously another, like, just a quick way of, like, incorporating another champion into the world of Arcane or into the show of Arcane in, like, a little, like, small sense, right? Just to show that she actually exists in the show in some form. And, you know, I don't know. I want to hear from you guys. Do you guys think she should show up, especially with this war between Zon and Piltover that is obviously about to happen in the second season, unless they, you know, change the story somehow. But I think, I don't know. I think she could totally show up in some form, possibly in season 2. That'd be kind of cool in my opinion. All right, our story is called Deep Breath, which really makes sense with Janna's character. All right, we got, they think Zon is where the losers live. They won't admit it, of course. They'll smile through their teeth and pat us on the back and tell us that Piltover would be nowhere without Zon. Our hard workers, our bustling trade, our chemtech that everyone in Piltover pretends they don't buy, except they constantly do. Zon is a vital part of Piltover's culture, they'll say. All lies, obviously. They think Zon is where the idiots go. People too stupid to make it in Piltover's golden towers. People like me. I spent months stealing Shimmer so I could afford to apply for Clan Halloran's apprenticeship. Oh, all right, there we go. We got a mention of Shimmer. I studied every crusty dog-eared book I could find on gearwork machinery. I built a prototype gear brace for people with broken or arthritic wrists that increased their mobility. I did everything I could have done to earn an apprenticeship in Piltover. I even made it to the final stage of the vetting process, a face-to-face meeting with Boswell Halloran himself. I haven't heard that name yet. They said it was a formality, just a way to welcome me to the family. He entered the room, looked down at my gray-stained clothes, and laughed a strangled, joyless laugh. He said, "Sorry, my boy, we don't take sump rats here." He never even sat down. Yo, that's, come on. You know what I mean? You can't just make assumptions about somebody. He clearly made it to the finals there, right? Like, anyway. So now I'm back here in Zon, one more idiot. The gray rolls through the streets, welcoming me back. Most days, it's thin enough that you can breathe deep without coughing up something wet. Today, though, is what we call a gray out. You choke with every breath. Your chest feels tight. Can't see much past your fingertips. I want to run, but I know there's nowhere to run to. The gray feels like it's closing in on me, crushing me, smothering me. There are times I pray to Janna. Not everyone in Zon believes she's real, but my mother always had faith. She told me a bluebird hovered outside her window on the day of my birth, and she knew. She knew it was Janna telling her I was going to be fine. She was wrong, of course. I wasn't fine in the end. Couple of years ago, my mother, died while sump scrapping, and I had to raise myself with the few gears she left me. What is sump scrapping? What is sump anyway? Then the usual, couldn't make friends, got beaten up a lot. Boy I loved didn't love me back. Oh, wow. God, this is, okay, now this is getting sad. Tried to study, tried to think my way up to Piltover, couldn't. Figured Janna had forgotten about me. But I still kept the pendant my mother gave me, a wooden engraving depicting the bluebird she saw, just in case of moments like these. Now I want to know what the actual like bluebird looks like. Hopefully they show it in like a video or something. So I sit on the wet ground because I don't care enough to find a bench, and I take out the bluebird pendant I always keep tucked in my shirt, and I talk to Janna. Not out loud, of course. Don't need people thinking I'm some chem-burnt freak, but still I talk to her. I don't ask her for anything. I just tell her about my day and the day before that, and how scared I am that I'll never become anything worthwhile, and that I'll die down here knee deep in the sump with nothing to show for it like my mother, and that sometimes I just want to run away somewhere I can breathe and stop being so frightened and not feel like crying all the time and how I hate myself for feeling like I want to cry because I have it so much easier than some other people, and how sometimes I think about throwing myself into the chem pools of the sump, just throwing myself in with my mother where I'd let myself sink to the bottom and my lungs would fill with fluid because then it'd be over at least. Wow. I feel like, I'm sorry, but this is like a thought process that a lot of people have gone through. I'm talking like in real life, right? When you're really down on your luck, you feel like you can't make anything of yourself. You just kind of hate yourself. But then you tell yourself that like other people have it worse than you, so you shouldn't be sad or you shouldn't be crying. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a pretty common, pretty normal thing. So it's kind of crazy to hear it like written like this in the world of Runeterra and stuff. I tell Janna I hope she's okay. I hope she's happy wherever she is. That's when I feel the breeze caress my cheek. Just a light flutter, but it's there. Soon I can feel it blow hair across my face. The wind whistles loud and fast, and soon it's whipping my coat in the air, and I feel as though I'm at the center of a maelstrom. The gray swirls before me, pushed up by a breeze that seems to flow from everywhere at once. The fog slowly dissipates, and I can see other passerby on the entresol level watching it float away. The wind stops, the gray clears, I can breathe. Not just small, cautious gasps, but deep breaths that fill my lungs with cold, fresh air. Okay, first off, if this is really Janna, start doing this all around Zon. Clean up the air down there, girl. No longer veiled in gray, the sun shines past the towers of Piltover into Zon itself. I can see the Piltovans above, peering down at us. Without the gray clouding their view, they can see us from their lofty bridges and balconies. I don't think they like it very much. Nobody wants to be reminded they live above a slum. I see a few scowls. Yeah. That's when I see him again, Boswell Holleran, holding a sweet cake in his hand, looking down at me again, an expression of disgust on his face, just like before. Man, screw this guy. I'm so busy staring at his contemptuous face that I don't notice the presence behind me until her hand is on my shoulder. It's okay, she says. I know without turning who it is. She squeezes my shoulder, then kneels and crosses her arms in front of my chest, pulling me into a hug. It's going to be okay, she says. Okay, hold on. Now they're trying to get me to cry. What's going on? Strands of her hair fall onto my shoulders. She smells like the air after a long rain. Oh, that probably smells great, bro. It might not be okay now. You might not be okay for a while, and that's fine. But someday, without knowing exactly when or why or how it happened, you'll feel happy, she says. My face is warm and wet. I don't know when I started crying, but it's a relief. Like the clouds are clearing, and I hold her arms and she holds me, just telling me over and over that it's okay, that she's here, that things will be better. Oh my God. Hold on. Personally, I feel like this is a touching story coming from a League of Legends champion all of a sudden. Like, this is, I don't know, this is not what I expected, and it's kind of like hitting me in the feels a little bit. Like, I feel for this girl, and I feel for, we don't even know the character's name, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel that it's cool that Janna's doing this. I don't know how long she holds me, but soon I see everyone on Zon's entresol and the balconies of Piltover above are staring. Before I can say anything, she says, "Don't think about them. Just take care of yourself. Will you do that for me?" I try to speak, but instead I just nod. "Thank you," she says, and she kisses my wet cheek and gives me one last quick squeeze. She rises and glides past me. For the first time, I see her in her entirety, a tall, ethereal figure that I would have assumed was from my imagination if she hadn't just touched me. I notice her long pointed ears, feet that don't touch the ground, hair flowing in the wind, even right now when there isn't any. Eyes so blue I feel a little cold just looking at her. But then she smiles, winks, and says, "You'll want to watch this next part." There's a massive gust of wind so fast and sharp I have to cover my eyes. When I open them again, she's gone, but the wind is still blowing. It blows up toward Piltover and its gawking citizens. Please tell me she's about to blow like all the gray towards the Piltover people. It whistles as it picks up speed and strength, and the Pilties run for cover, but it's too late. The breeze hits them full force, sending their frocks sailing and mussing their hair. Boswell Holleran shrieks in terror as the wind launches him off the balcony. It seems as if he's about to plummet towards certain death, but another gust of wind shoots up toward him, and his descent slows significantly as if the wind is guiding him down. You wouldn't know it to look at him, though. Even though he's falling with all the velocity of a tumbling leaf, he screams the entire way down. Very high-pitched, very undignified. I love this story. We're not even done. His clothes flap upward, smacking him in the face as he descends, until he's hovering a few inches above a puddle. He begins before the wind disappears altogether, and he plops ass first into the puddle, ruining what I assume was a very expensive ensemble. He yelps in a mixture of surprise, pain, and irritation, splashing around like an angry child. He tries to get to his feet, only to slip and fall back down all over again. If I'm being completely honest, he looks like an idiot, and I can't stop laughing. Oh my god. Okay. I don't know. I loved the story. It had humor in it to me. I felt for the character right away. I mean, this was like a 5-minute read, right? And I was able to care about a Zaunite character that I didn't even learn their name. And I mean, the point of it is I didn't need to know her name. I felt her struggle of trying to make something of herself. There's the big paragraph where she talks about, you know, wanting to cry, but then she shouldn't cry, blah, blah, blah. And then just remembering that her mom talked about Janna and everything like that. Obviously, it is giving a little bit like God IRL vibes. It's like when you're down on your luck, you know, pray to God or something like that. It is giving that a little bit. Yeah, I just love that Janna specifically too is looking after Zaunites specifically, and she heard this girl's call and was like, I'm really sad. And she knew that she had the little blue bird pendant that her mom gave her, and that her mom was a believer. And now this girl's 100% going to be a believer. And I wonder if everybody else saw it too, or if they only saw the wind. So it'd be really cool. And I'm wondering like why Janna is maybe like trying to stay so mysterious down there like that. I don't know. I really love this story. It just really hit me in the feels. And then, you know, it's got the happy ending at the end here. And it felt like something from a movie, honestly, a little bit with the ending too, where you always see like the villain character, you know, actually like land on their ass first right here in the puddle and everything. I thought it was a fun story. We don't really learn anything about Janna other than, you know, there are still Zaunites living down there and they still believe somewhat. And maybe like there will be a resurgence of believers at some point. Who knows? And again, like I keep saying, maybe she'll show up in the show in some way or fashion. All right, everybody, we're taking a look at the gameplay abilities for Janna. I am just now discovering that she is like one of the older champions. She is like 11 plus years old at this point. So she was one of the earlier ones for sure. Role is support, like we said earlier, and the difficulty says moderate. I'm interested to see about these abilities, because when I went to look up her gameplay abilities, I felt like every video was like Janna OP, 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 or whatever, right? Or rework. Okay, let's see what her abilities are. All right, so the passive we have, this should be updated. If there was any rework for her, this is like straight up on the League of Legends website, so I would hope this is updated. Okay, so the passive is Tailwind. Janna's allies gain move speed moving towards her. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then Janna deals a portion of bonus move speed as bonus magic damage on hit and with Zephyr. But okay, that's a pretty good passive, I would say. People moving towards her, it's like running towards the heals, right? Okay, and then we have Q as Howling Gale. So like, oh, it looks like it's a little twister. By creating a localized change in pressure and temperature, Janna is able to create a small storm that grows in size with time. She can activate the spell again to release the storm. On release, this storm will fly towards the direction it was cast in, dealing damage and knocking away any enemies in its path. So you could like set it up real fast first, right? Let it build and get bigger and bigger, and then you send it out. That's pretty cool. I like the knock up ability that it does as well. It's pretty cool. It's a good like get away kind of ability, it seems like, and just going in as well. Okay, so W is Zephyr. So Janna summons an air elemental that passively increases her move speed and enables her to pass through units. She may also activate this ability to deal damage and slow an enemy's move speed. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm a little confused. So obviously she's summoning like a little blue bird. I see the little blue bird that's hovering around her too. That passively increases her move speed and enables her to pass through units. That doesn't seem, I don't know. Why does that seem OP? Or it's not OP. She may also activate this ability to deal damage and slow an enemy's move speed. I think we need to see it like in another context, maybe. I don't know. All right, and then E is Eye of the Storm. Janna conjures a defensive gale that shields an allied champion or turret from incoming damage. Oh, and a turret. And increases their attack damage. Oh, very nice. I can see that being good on the turret as well. Not only is it a shield, it also increases their attack damage. I feel like that's pretty OP. That's got to be one of the better shields for sure. I don't know what the cooldown is on that guy, but that's got to be pretty good. And her ultimate is Monsoon. Oh, that looks so cool in game. Oh my god. Janna surrounds herself in a magical storm, throwing enemies back. After the storm has settled, soothing winds heal nearby allies while the ability is active. Oh, that's so good. So while it's also pushing away everybody, it's healing your team. Like that's the ultimate support ability, I feel like, right? Push away the enemy, heal my team. That looks insane in the game. I love the animation for it, and that is a very badass ultimate. It makes her seem like ethereal and like not of this world and more of like something else. And what's interesting from the biography and story, I didn't really understand, because I generally know like, oh, we got our Ascended, we got our, you know, we got our Vestians, we got our darkens and things like that, right? But what is Janna? Like, she's a spirit? Is she more like, is she just technically like a spirit from the spirit realm? She's not a celestial. I'm a little interested in all of that stuff about Janna, lore-wise. All right, she seems pretty good. I'm not quite sure about the Zephyr ability. Maybe I'm not looking into it correctly, and that's probably because I don't actually play the game, so it's a little confusing on what it's actually telling me, and it goes in line with the Tailwind passive. But other than that, she looks fun to play. All right, there isn't much in the way of cinematics for Janna. We're going to be ending up doing this skin trailer, and then we're going to have, this is 10 years old, and then there is a Legends of Runeterra trailer for her, which is very nice. That's a little bit newer, of course. Other than that, we're not going to have any other trailers for Janna, which is unfortunate. You would think she would have appeared in some of the, you know, yearly cinematics maybe throughout the year, but it doesn't look like she has appeared in any, as far as I can tell anyways. So let's go ahead and watch this forecast Janna skin trailer, and then we'll watch the Legends of Runeterra trailer. I believe I've seen this skin because I think it was in TFT, just based off the thumbnail. Oh, jeez, scared me.
Mic check. Am I coming in? This is Janna live at Summoner's Rift.
Oh, this is kind of
Hopefully
funny.
I stay that way. I'm on location and it's not skirt weather. It looks like there's a low chance any skill shots are gonna hit us.
Okay.
Hold on to your hats. We're seeing ideal conditions for a gorgeous lane. 5-day forecast, sunshine, rainbows, and bloodshed. This
And
is shaping up
bloodshed.
to be a scorcher. We'll be right back with more pain and death after these messages.
I actually love this. What is that dance?
Wait, are we rolling? We're going to edit that out, right? I'm alive at the scene, and it's just cats and dogs.
Oh,
here.
that's so funny. That's so
We're in
funny.
for
This
the
is actually
storm of
clever.
the century. The winds.
Oh, that looks like the old Ultimate animation.
Perfect weather for a team fight. Surrender is likely with high pressure systems all over the
This
map,
is so funny.
bringing
I
you the
actually
most accurate
applaud
weather.
Riot
And
for the
back to you,
creative
shopkeeper.
trailer. That was really fun, actually. Obviously, that was old school League, but I think the creativity of that skins trailer was on par with some of the newer ones we have today, to be honest, because it was actually pretty funny. All right, let's hit up the Legends of Runeterra trailer now. 2.5 minutes.
You called and I answered.
She looks cool in the game. Whoa. All right, here we go. Yeah, she looks way different than the image we have previously on like the biography and story. So 4 mana, 2/4. Play. Updraft 2 to draw 2 at the next round. Start each round. The first 3 times you draw a card, reduce its cost by 1 this round. That's very good. Level up when I've seen you play 6 cost reduced cards. Cool. So she reduces the mana cost of your cards.
Fresh start.
Very good.
Just looking for a sign.
I think that's solid. Oh, I like the music choice that they're going with. I know they usually try to go with their themes, but I don't know if this is her theme or what. Okay.
Let this draft guide your
Very
hand.
cool. She reduced the mana of all of them.
Lift us up upon your mighty wings.
The problem
old
with
friend.
reducing the mana cost of all your cards,
Wind need not
you run
be
out of cards in
seen to
hand.
move our world.
Leap
I
of
know
faith,
this from
huh?
playing
You'll
games,
catch me,
card
right?
games in the previous years.
Wait, you? Oh, I love that for you.
Perhaps the answer lies in others, not yourself.
I just love the background music right now. It's kind of a vibe.
I will aid
Her
you,
artwork
Leela,
is
for
interesting
you
in
face
this.
monsters.
It looks way different than what I'm picturing of her now.
Face me.
This must be part of her rework because she looks mad different.
I cast thee out.
Ooh, I like the voice lines I'm hearing. Little spoilers for
I
later,
sense
but that's
such
fine.
Joy within you, but also pain. Board upon the driving gale.
Okay, hold on. That might be the best level up animation I've seen yet. Let's back it up. Holy.
Board upon the driving gale.
Oh my, what does she transform into? And holy crap. So it's like a bird. She looks more like a bird now. Wow. I'm sorry, but that level up animation goes hard, dude. Okay, so she's a 4 mana 3/5 with elusive, and round start, draw 1. When you draw a card, reduce its cost by 1 this round. That's solid, man. I'm sorry, but that was insane. Wow.
You wish ill upon the weak. Now you face me.
Again, she looks totally different
Feel the
than what I was
breeze
picturing
and
earlier,
you
like
have
when we were
my
reading the
favor.
story.
Your blessings upon me ease the pain
I almost don't
of
want to hear the
others.
voice lines because it's just
I
spoilers.
shall lift you up as you have me. With wind in our
Face the eye
sails,
of the storm.
onward. Your faith in me has been rewarded.
Cool. Couple of like whirlwind abilities here. Howling Gale. The two Jannas, they look insane. So she's more, it seems like she's more of like wind specifically is her power,
Does
right?
it concern you? Our venture into the unknown?
Okay, just a little trailer for where it's going next. Man, I'm sorry. That level up animation got me so excited. That was so good. All right, guys, we got a crap ton of Janna skins to go through here. I'm going to try to pick my top 3. We're going to go kind of fast-ish because there's so many. I don't want to be here for like an hour. I want to hear from you guys, though, what your favorite skin is, of course, in the comments. All right, let's go ahead and go through these. Now, remember what I said at the beginning of the reaction? I was like, this champion doesn't look like anybody from Zaun. That's why it like threw me for a loop for a little bit. But now with the context of like her lore and stuff, I understand why she won't look like anybody from Zaun. But she is practically wearing no clothes here, let's be honest. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, Tempest, yet again, barely wearing any clothes. This is cool. It is kind of just like a reskin or a recolor a little bit. It's just kind of like some added flair here and then like a darker version of her. I think it's good. Again, I think both designs are great. All right, now we have Hextech. Okay, we got a Hextech version of her, you know, same scheme and everything like that. She has more clothes this time around. Her hair is doing something crazy. And yeah, it's cool. I think it's a good skin, but let's keep going. All right, Frost Queen. Ooh, I do like Frost Queen because I think if anybody could be a Frost Queen, Janna would be a possibility. So I think this is a cool idea that they went with. All right, again, I think it's these first 4 skins kind of all line up. All these old skins are kind of like lining up together and they're all about the same to me. Victorious, again, a little bit kind of the same. I want to look at the 3D model though. Like, how do these look 3D model wise? Like 3D model wise, the old skins, of course, are still going to look good. And I'm just basing it off the artwork. Like, this is still a great skin. But whenever we get to these newer skins, they're always just like so balls to the wall that I think they're just a little bit better because like Riot's changed kind of like their art style a little bit when it comes to skins. Okay, we have the Forecast one, which I loved the skin trailer that we got for this. Let's look at it in 3D again. But I think like this is such a creative skin, in my opinion, because of like the whole idea behind Janna and the fact that she's like a newscaster. And does she have actual newscaster voice lines in the game? I wonder. All right, so we're probably getting close to, yeah, this is probably where we change to like the updated League of Legends. So things are going to look a little bit different. We have Fnatic Janna. I like the black and yellow colors. I think they're really cool. She's basically just rocking she's got the shorts, she got the top, and then it looks like she's got the Fnatic symbol at the top of the, is it a staff that she's using? I assume it's just a staff that she's using. I think it looks fine. Let's just keep going though, because I know I'm going to like these newer skins. Oh, wow. Okay, Star Guardian. I mean, honestly, makes sense. She does use a staff. Her hair looks so good in this. Okay, I got to look at the 3D on this. Wow. She looks good, man. All the Star Guardian skins are so good though, so I don't know how to compare. Maybe the hair is a little too much, to be honest with you. It's like a little too high. It goes up too high to the point where it's like an ice cream cone on top. I don't know if I like it, actually. Let's keep going. Okay, we have Sacred Sword. Ooh, we got some models down here to take a look at. Okay. I mean, her hair's just always up. That's like the thing for her. I get it. It's always going to look like an ice cream cone at the top. For some reason, I like the vibe of it and everything, but not too many like colors that I'm really enjoying with it. And the hair looks maybe worse than Star Guardian. So I think we're going to keep going. Oh, goodness gracious. Is this the best Bewitching skin? According to the art, I think it is. But the Bewitching skins always disappoint me somehow. They gave her a broomstick. Oh, man. Okay, so I really enjoyed Vex's Bewitching skin, and I think that was my favorite Bewitching skin that we've looked at so far until we saw this one. Yeah, this one's great. They're giving her a broomstick, a witch's broomstick, which is fantastic. Oh, the color is so good. You would think this would be like the main color right here, right? With the black It looks like a black cat actually on the staff instead of like a pumpkin, and just the orange and black colors for Halloween. But no, this is the primary one. I love this like pinkish hue color that they have for her. I love the stripes on her leggings and everything on that too. Oh, yo, Bewitching skin. Mark my words, this is top 3 for me. I already know it is. You guys, if you've watched any of my previous stuff, I really love the Halloween stuff. So very good Bewitching skin in my opinion. Yeah, that is, dude, the artwork is insane. I love it actually. All right, next up we have Guardian of the Sands. We got like a Shuriman one. Interesting. Ooh, I kind of like it because of her hair. Look at how like golden her hair is in that one. Oh yeah, her hair is awesome in this actually. And I like the color schemes, and I like the golden armor. The golden armor is like kind of sick on Janna. I actually like the blue hair here. That's a very good one. I think it's better than Star Guardian in my opinion. Not better than Bewitching for me. That might be my number 1. That's a good one. Man, it's going to get rough down here towards the end, isn't it? Battle Queen. What did they do to my Janna, bro? They gave her a paintbrush. It's a giant paintbrush, and she put her hair in a bun. One giant bun with a little curly on top. I don't like this one. I like the paintbrush idea. I don't like her hair at all. I really don't. That one's a cool color scheme, though. Yeah, don't like her hair. Let's keep going. Ooh, Crystal Rose. What does she do? What is this? This is like the Mercy Res pose in Overwatch, I feel like. All right, this one. This is giving like, you know, the Frost Queen vibes a little bit, but obviously a little more updated. Her hair is cool in this too. Okay, I want to look at the 3D model on this one because this one I need a different angle on. Let's see. Dude, this one's fantastic. I love that there's like hues of color in there. You can see like the change to the blue to the purple. I like that. And it's in the same thing in the, I guess, dress that she's wearing as well. I like that, the hue change. Ooh, this one's so good, bro. How do we pick? Guys, it's getting rough out here. The next one's called Cyber Halo. Uh-oh. You guys know I like my futuristic cyberpunk skins. Here we go. Come on, bro. How do I pick my top 3? This is getting ridiculous. Hold on. Let's see what it looks like. That's just the artwork. Okay. I love the staff. I don't know about the hair just yet. I think I'm going to have to look at the 3D model on this one too. No, dude. This one's going to go in. Come on. I don't know. There's something about like the cyberpunk kind of like robotic project skins that are just cool to me. I've always liked that aesthetic. It's a really cool skin to me. I love how giant the staff is. Insane. It's a good one. I don't know. I'm saying it's top 3 for now, but we might change. These skins are like insane. I don't know what to do with myself right now. Okay, next up, Prestige Cyber. Oh, it's got the KDA style on it. It's got the KDA like style diamond look on it. Hold on, Prestige. Oh, Prestige freaking Cyber Halo. It's not even like, this isn't even Project Cyber Halo anymore. This is like, this is its own skin. This is a KDA skin. It's a really good skin, but I can't even say it's the same as the Cyber Halo skin because usually I compare the Prestige skins. This one's freaking insane as well, but I don't know. Let's keep going. All right, last but not least, we have Heaven Scale. So it's like a dragon one. Ooh, this one looks fun. All right, what do we got? Oh my God, why is she like a dragon goddess, bro? Why has she got to be like a dragon goddess? I love the staff. I love the hair. It's given like a little, like kind of like a dragon a little bit, the way it's flowing sideways instead of like upwards a little bit. 3D model again for me. I do like the red that we're seeing in it. Oh, what the hell? She looks like an anime character, I feel like, in this. Janna is insane. Her skins are insane. There's got to be a reason she has so many skins. I bet people love Janna skins. Okay, jeez, guys. This is going to be rough. I really like this skin. I'm changing the colors a little bit to see if there's like a... dude, these are so good. All right, I got my top 3, guys. Don't be mad. I need to hear from you guys what your favorite Janna skin is because this is kind of hard. All right, before I change my mind whatsoever, guys, my 3 favorites are Bewitching. I knew that one was staying. I am keeping Cyber Halo, even though this one is freaking insane. Guardian of the Sands, Battle Queen's not staying. Crystal Rose is absolutely insane as well. But nope, I think I'm going to go with Heaven Scale, Bewitching, and Cyber Halo. I almost called it Project because it basically is. Those are my 3 favorite. Before I change my mind, those skins are actually all these skins are absolutely insane. I think Janna has some of the best skins that I've seen. All right, the trivia here says Janna is voiced by Aaron Fitzgerald, who says Sona, DJ Sona, and Psyop Sona are also voiced by the same voice actress. Okay, so they've also voiced Sona. I think Sona's actually been recommended by you guys in the comments. Let me know if I should do a Sona reaction. During development, she was called Air Avatar, which then turned into her title, The Avatar of Air, before getting changed to The Storm's Fury. Some localizations retain it, so like the French versions. Okay. Janna's original lore might have been inspired by Storm from X-Men. I wasn't crazy. I mentioned that way back at the beginning of the reaction. I was like, she reminds me of Storm from X-Men. So, but obviously, you know, Storm from X-Men can do more like lightning strikes and things like that. And Janna doesn't seem like she can do any of that, of course. She herself might have been based on Barbaricia from Final Fantasy IV. Okay. I've never played that Final Fantasy. That's an old one. Janna is the only champion able to shield turrets. Oh, turrets can help her score kills indirectly by doing this. Very cool. Okay, when I heard that she could shield turrets, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I think that's a pretty good ability. I feel like it's better used on a teammate, but of course, if there's nobody else around you to use it on, of course, you could still use it on a turret. Janna's dance references Dance Studios' jazz funk choreography, and then there's a side-by-side comparison for it. Cool. On to the Fandom Wiki. All right, so on the Fandom Wiki, I did see that I asked it a little bit earlier in the reaction. I was like, what kind of like species or what exactly is Janna? And it looks like, according to the Fandom Wiki, it's saying spirit god is what she is. So, you know, not a celestial, not like a spirit in general, but a spirit god specifically. Got it. And then, do we know anything about who is this Janna hugging some crying person? Is this the person from Deep Breath, maybe? I wonder. Okay, we're skimming over some of the stuff that we've already read. We have Belief in Zaun. I want to read this because I think it's a little bit of different stuff that we haven't read yet. It says, after the fall of the Shriman Empire, what was now the Shriman Deserts became enveloped in war. Despite this, Zaun remained untouched as Janna shielded it from the turmoil. Over time, less and less people in Zaun prayed to Janna, instead becoming preoccupied with machines and advancing technology. However, one day, entire districts collapsed below sea level and thousands had to fight for their lives against the currents of the River Pilt. This reignited faith in Janna as the victims prayed to her for salvation and survival. Despite being forgotten for all this time, Janna helped the people. She used her wind magic not only to stop the water of the river from destroying homes so that people could evacuate, but also to quell smoke coming from fire so that people could see and breathe better as they ran. While many died, those that survived saw what Janna did, and in belief and faithfulness to Janna was reignited within the Zaunite people, with her faithful once again wearing amulets reminiscent of bluebirds and praying to her frequently. We don't have like a time frame on when this occurred, because according to this Deep Breath section here, it seems like people have kind of like fallen out from worshiping her. But yeah, I mean, we know Janna's still there, obviously, as far as I know. We do have recent events here. While caring for the needy of Zaun, Janna met Nyla and her crew and helped her face an ancient sea monster. What? Did I read about this when I read Nyla's stuff? A monster called Lysilla, also known as the figurehead of the deep. Although Lysilla proved to be a worthy foe, the Tide Dancer eventually sailed close to the port city of Piltover and caught the attention of the spiritual goddess Janna, who used her powers over the winds to dispel Lysilla, protecting Nyla and pushing her away from Piltover's shores. Oh, yeah, I don't remember reading about that in Nyla, but it looks like Janna helped because Lysilla or whatever was getting too close to Piltover / Zaun. So she's like, okay, I got to protect the city. I'll help Nyla defeat this person. Obviously, we know why Nyla was doing it, because she wants to go after the biggest foe ever or whatever. All right, appearance. Janna is a spirit god who takes the form of a slender woman with white skin, tapered ears, and long pale blonde hair waving over her head and light teal eyes. She wears light, sacred clothing with a white palette with some orange gemstones. The most distinctive ornament on her attire is the crown that appears to be crystal on her head. She also has a staff that appears to be crystal. Right. Okay, personality. Janna is a benevolent and mysterious individual, but is also extremely protective and caring towards those who believe in her and trust her guidance. She is true to her cause in helping those most in need. All right, are we going to learn anything new about her abilities here? Let's see. Spirit God Physiology. Janna is an ancient divine being embodying a particular aspect of the world. In her case, Janna embodies the winds and protection. Janna is empowered and shaped by the faith of her followers and the cultural concept she embodies. This makes me wonder why they haven't done more spirit gods. I guess we have like Volibear and Anivia and Ornn, but those aren't spirit gods, right? And like, I thought there would be, I guess it'd be kind of too cliche, but they could do like more spirit gods for other elements, I would think. But as far as I know, there aren't any. Immortality. Janna's existence is linked to the belief her followers have in her. As a spirit god, she is incapable of aging and dying in conventional ways. Okay, so it's saying it's linked to the belief her followers have in her, which would lead me to believe that, yeah, she basically can't die then, as long as some people believe in her. Air magic. As goddess of the wind, Janna has complete control over the winds and air. Janna is capable of creating powerful tornadoes and flying on the currents of the winds. Originally, Janna was focused on helping sailors travel across the sea to their destinations. As time changed, the center of her worship moved to Zon, and with that, her priorities changed to take care of her worshippers by purifying the poisonous air of Zon, essentially making her the goddess of clean air. The goddess of clean air. Let's not call her that. By the way of her domain of air, Janna can cause many different forms of magic. Healing. Janna can heal others using her purifying winds, and then shield creation. She can use winds to create a powerful shield around those in need. Relations. So no relations as far as we can tell. And that, I guess, does make sense because it's not like she's out talking to other spirit gods or celestials or darkins or anything like that. She's not talking to any of them. I guess you would think maybe she would have had a run-in with another Zonite champion that we know of so far, but I guess not. I mean, they just haven't written it in for her. Janna has been the protective deity of Zon since ancient times. While worship of her has diminished during Darken and Rune Wars, she would once again be called upon after the Sun Gates disaster. Since then, Janna has been called upon to clear the air of noxious pollution from the Undercity. She's not doing a very good job. As well as be a supportive presence for Zonite inhabitants that require it. But to be fair, I mean, Zon is probably it's probably impossible to clear it. But cool. All right. And then, yeah, down here, all it references are the biography and short story that we have already read. There's nothing else for Janna. What's going on with Riot and Janna? I know we obviously just had like 6 months ago, they did an update for her look and everything in Legends of Runeterra, but they need to, I feel like they haven't touched Janna's lore in a while, and I feel like they should add some more stuff. I don't know. I feel like there needs to be more. Yeah. What do you guys think? Janna Rem is her ancient name, which is an ancient Shuriman word meaning guardian. As time went by, it became Janna. Her given name originates from Arabic, meaning paradise, garden, enclosure, tract of land protected from some... Okay, we got some other words going on here. Protect, guardian, basically those are the words that she represents. Her surname in the old lore is Windforce. Oh, in the old lore, it was Windforce. Interesting. Janna is a spirit god from pre-imperial Shurima. Spirit gods are more like manifestations of cultural ideas given immense power by the belief of their followers and can wax and wane, depending or disappear for a long, long time. So that's kind of why I guess we don't have any more spirit gods. It's basically like a religious figure, which I guess I knew that, but I just assumed she existed no matter what. But no, she kind of only exists because of this. I don't know. It's interesting. She is over 6,000 years old. At her peak, she was even more powerful than most god warriors, shielding Oshra Vazan from the Darken War. She was considered a false idol by the ancient Shurima Empire. See, now in my head, I'm actually curious. It's been a long time since I watched Necrit's like power level based on lore video, and you know I know a crap ton more now. But I'm curious how she does stack up specifically like against other very powerful people in Runeterra, because I feel like she should be pretty high up there, right? Janna appears to be left-handed, even though some of her artwork has her holding her staff in her right hand. Okay, yeah, I do notice in the skins that we looked at, she definitely is holding the staff in her left hand most of the time. Okay, so voice lines and special interactions wise, there of course is not too much for Janna, which is kind of a bummer. But we do have the Legends of Runeterra stuff that came out 6 months ago, and I imagine a lot of you probably haven't actually listened to these. So this is kind of exciting. I think there may be 1 or 2 other videos I have to look at to like pull up some voice lines. They might be old voice lines, but I still kind of want to hear them just to see what old Janna sounded like. So we'll probably also take a look at those. But for now, these are going to be the most up-to-date voice lines for Janna, and these are going to be the most exciting for me. So let's go ahead and finally listen to these. All right, here we go. It looks like we're starting off with Janna and Nyla here to get things started.
I sense such joy within you, but also pain.
Ah.
There is joy even in pain sometimes, Janna.
Oh, okay,
I
Nyla.
will aid you, Neela, for you face
Neela.
monsters.
For you face monsters.
It is the monsters that face
Yeah,
me.
yeah, that's true.
Wind need not be seen to move our world.
Leap of faith,
true.
huh? You'll catch me, right?
That's exactly what
My
it means.
storm does more than destroy Volibear.
Oh.
Carry my
Volibear.
roar, Janna. Otherwise, be silent.
Whoa, hold on. That Volibear's voice line was actually kind of crazy. Janna sounds very, she's not scared of anything so far, obviously.
In you, I see my will made manifest.
My will made manifest.
Janna, your wind makes my burdens lighter.
That's nice.
Lift us up upon your mighty wings, old friend.
Cool.
Together,
Obviously, it doesn't
we shall
talk.
watch over those who need us.
Cool.
Well now, aren't you a breath of fresh air?
Ah, I see what you did there, Riot.
Such
Of
a
course she's gonna
pleasant
love, like,
song.
flying
Sing
animals.
it for me again.
Okay, a gale song.
I see you swim.
Oh.
But can you fly?
There's the figurehead of the deep. Can you swim,
You
Janna?
wish ill upon the weak. Now you face me.
Ooh, she ain't afraid, man. I'm telling
My
you.
vortex shall consume you.
Like, she's very stoic, you know?
Swept into the cyclone's fury.
Cool.
I rally the mighty wind.
Yeah, she's giving off Storm from X-Men, I feel like.
My tempest shall punish the wicked.
My tempest shall punish the wicked.
My wind is at your back. Go.
That's a good one. It's a clever one.
Cast aside fear. I am with you.
Oh, that's a badass line, actually.
Perhaps they just need a little push. Or a big one.
Oh, okay.
Beware. Doldrums cause cabin fever.
Doldrums cause cabin fever.
With wind in our sails, onward.
Okay.
Your faith in me has been rewarded.
Awesome.
Take heart. A second wind shall come.
Ah, second wind. Another clever one,
Hold
Riot.
fast to your hope, in me and in one another.
Drive your storms harder, Janna.
Your rage will leave you nothing to protect.
She's being logical, smart. Man, his voice, I don't know if we did his Legends of Runeterra voice lines back when we did the reaction for Volibear, but man, his voice, it's been a long time since I've heard it. It's insane.
May your blessings upon me ease the pain of others.
Feel the breeze and know you have my favor.
I like the idea of Janna being like, if you feel breeze or wind around you or outside or whatever, you can, and like you're a believer of Janna, you can kind of feel like, yeah, Janna's like with you in that moment. Like, that's a cool feeling to have. And that's like a cool ability to have as a god, right? And then have your followers also feel that you're around them just because there's like breeze and stuff.
Janna, I beg you, reveal my path to me.
Place your faith in me and your destiny shall unfold.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much just have your faith in Janna and everything
Always
will
got
go
what
your
I
way.
wanted.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, that is all we have for Legends of Runeterra Janna. We only got like Nyla and Volibear for like interactions between Janna and everything, and everybody else was kind of just like NPCs basically. But I don't know. I like her. I like the way she speaks. It's very calm. Again, I think she's very stoic, and that makes sense. If you're gonna be, if you are a god, that's how they would act, right? There's no like, there's almost no emotion. I don't want to say there's no emotion to her. It's just like she doesn't seem like she's very phased easily, right? Like I was saying during the voice lines, I was like, she doesn't seem like she's ever scared. Whenever she was like being threatened and things like that, she doesn't seem scared whatsoever. But you know, she's very, I don't know, not emotionalist. She's just not scared whatsoever, which is kind of badass, right? I did like the few like clever voice lines that we had that were about like the breeze or the winds on your back and things like that. I think those are very clever. All right, let's see if we can find any other like little voice lines for her around the internet. All right, we do have a few more voice lines that I found on another Legends of Runeterra video, so let's go ahead and listen to these. There might be some repeats, but that's fine too.
Ease your burdens.
Yeah, like I think that one is.
Let this draft guide your hand.
Draft.
Blown away.
Blown away. Come on. Okay, that's kind of funny.
I cast thee out.
These are attacks, though.
Face the whirlwind.
Okay, these are cool.
My tempest shields us. You shall not assail them.
It kind of reminds me of like Yasuo's wind technique.
They are safe within my storm.
With, oh, that just, hold on, I have to pause. That makes me think of the wind technique and Janna, and I wonder there's no correlation, right? Because I don't know. I think of Yasuo's wind technique, his ability that in the latest cinematic where he like obviously blocked all the arrows. Anyways.
I shall lift you up as you have me.
Oh, that's a good one. I love that one actually.
I will protect them.
We lift up each other, right?
A final breath. Take heart. A second wind shall come.
Okay, right. Yeah, we heard this one.
Hold fast to your hope, in me and in one another.
Yeah.
Board upon the driving gale.
Dang, that's a level up voice line.
By my winds shall the downtrodden rise.
Dead. Yeah, the way she speaks
The
is
time
very
for
like
calm has
goddess-like.
passed. Now the tempest awakens.
Wow. Those are great.
Storm unrelenting.
Oh, reduced cost cards. Okay.
The zephyr heralds the squall.
The Zephyr. Okay.
It was a bit stuffy in there anyway.
Ha! That's a good
Fill your
one.
lungs and cry, Janna.
I'm glad we didn't
You called
didn't miss that
and
one.
I answered.
Yeah, these are good. Okay.
Hear me, you are not alone.
Oh, that's a good one. All right, those are great. Let's see if we have a few more. I think we have the old voice line, so let me do that next. All right, again, let's take these with a grain of salt. These are 11 years old. This was uploaded by League Voices, Skin Spotlight, same kind of deal, 11 years ago. It's a minute and a half.
The tempest is upon them.
Oh, that sounds like this. That sounds like the old announcer voice.
The
Wait,
storm approaches.
that literally is like the same voice actress, I feel like.
Gale winds unleashed.
Okay, these are, yeah,
For tranquility.
these are pretty basic.
By your command.
It's that reverberation on like the voice that makes it sound exactly the same, or it literally is the exact same voice actress. It's like the voice didn't even change. Jeez, that was real high pitched.
Yes, it's true. For only $2.95 a minute, I will leave you breathless.
Yo, I'm sorry, Riot. You guys were horny back then, huh?
Say hello to the winds of
That was obviously those like do those still exist where you could like call in and like talk to a person on the phone if you paid or something? I'm sure they still do.
I don't know what came over me.
Okay. I don't like these voice lines. They're a little weird for me. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them.
As you wish.
As I wish what?
With ease. Swiftly.
Oh, that's finally like the first one that's wind related, I feel like.
Breathlessly.
Okay.
In
Breathlessly.
harmony.
Yeah, these are all like very basic.
Upon the wind.
I mean, this is obviously Janna's one of the earlier.
And you thought it was just a harmless breeze.
Oh, okay. I did like that one. These are obviously, way back. These are super old. Riot isn't what it is back then, what it is today. So, okay, those were fine. The one about the voice or the call-in thing, a little weird. It took me in a weird area. I don't like it. Let's see if we have any more voice lines for her, and then we'll finally talk about her.
Where were you when we needed you most, Janna?
Oh, here we go.
Janna, you do exist! Your wind, my lightning, let's make
This is more when other people see her.
Janna, come on! Don't let people's faith go to waste.
This isn't what I want to see necessarily
I've seen
because
bigger
it's not
tempests
hers.
in my teacup.
But this is still cool. I do kind of want to know how people react to her.
Boros. You serve, but are blind.
Okay.
There's a storm in your heart, girl. Tell me what you hunger for.
I don't think she hungers for anything.
Girl, you're as appealing as a cake in the rain.
If the cake's real good, I'd still eat it.
Your wind. Wait, not like that. I meant my blades are going to. Never mind.
Was that a fart joke, dude?
I heard you like to give hugs.
Oh.
Stop moving my
Would she hug her guy? I don't think so.
stench.
Stop moving my stench. Okay, we gotta do a Twitch reaction. All right, so yeah, I don't think we have any more voice lines, so we're just gonna stop it there with all that stuff. We can discuss what we do have though, which is, you know, we had some pretty cool ones in Legends of Runeterra, so I'm really glad that she was updated and added to the game like was she added to the game 6 months ago? I think she was. Or was it just like the change in her look and everything? I'm not quite sure. I truly want more from Riot on Janna. I feel like I don't say this every time. I feel like I've been saying it mostly lately because of the reactions that we've been having. It's been like less and less stuff from some of the champions that we looked at. But like, I feel like some newer champs nowadays might even have more or just the same amount as lore as Janna, because currently she has what? The biography, the story, and then the voice lines in Legends of Runeterra, right? Like, there are newer champions that have cinematic trailers and like other stuff, right? And champion themes. In Legends of... And Janna technically doesn't really have a champion theme either. She really just had... She had the song that was used in the Legends of Runeterra trailer, which technically isn't her theme. It's just like another song that Riot used. So yeah, I feel like 1000% Janna needs to be brought up to date, and maybe they're going to do more with her, but I honestly doubt it because I haven't heard from you guys. You guys usually keep me up to date on that kind of stuff. So I'm really hoping we get some more Janna stuff because I think she's an awesome character. Number one, she is super unique in the way that she is. Number two, I think she could possibly be something incorporated with Arcane, because I think Arcane, you know, with Zaun and Piltover being the focus point in that show, I think you could bring in, like I said way at the beginning of this reaction, at least put in an Easter egg of Janna, right? Have somebody wearing like a blue bluebird pin, or have like a bluebird fly randomly through a scene in Zaun. You know what I mean? Like, they could just do any tiny little thing to give us confirmation that Janna exists in the world and everything in Zaun, and is still like watching upon people and everything. But they didn't do that, as far as I can tell anyway. Yeah, I just really want to see that. I feel like the focus on second season is definitely going to be everybody else, and then Warwick kind of seems to be like the big ordeal that's going to be going on in the second season. We don't know, right? Because it's technically not out yet as of recording this. It's not until November. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to see more. I say this all the time, but Janna, again, I think is actually maybe not off the worst that I've seen from other champions, but she's definitely like the most lackluster in terms of having stuff. She doesn't have a champion theme, and I really want to have a champion theme because I think the champion themes do a lot for the lore of champions, and I think Janna could have a badass theme, right? With the theme of like wind being her power and everything, I feel like they could incorporate some kind of cool music for her with that theme. I don't know. There's a lot they could do with her. I know they probably are focusing on other stuff. I hear Skarner had a rework, so we might have to check that out too. But I'm really hoping they do a Janna rework sometime soon. Not a rework, I guess, but I hope they just add more lore to her. We don't have anything really going on in Zaun in current lore other than Arcane, I guess. But, you know, Janna could pop in. We got a war that's about to brew between Piltover and Zaun. This would be a perfect time for Janna to step in. You know, I honestly, because it seems like she kind of shows up when Zaunites are in a time of need. And I think this is going to be a time of need where she needs to show up and help Zaunites, right? So hopefully we get something from her in the second season of Arcane, but I don't know. I want to hear from you guys though. What do you think about my thoughts on that? What do you think about my thoughts on, you know, her skins? Or what do you think about my thoughts on the idea of putting her in Arcane and all that kind of stuff? So leave a comment, leave a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next reaction. Bye.